Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I want to talk about a deck that I am super excited about, featuring Maractus from Fusion Strike. It's a basic Pokemon, 110 HP, and with the Ditch and Shake attack for Grass Colorless, it does 50 damage for each Pokemon tool you discard from hand. So 50 per is a very, very good multiplier. We can get 4 going turn after turn very easily, and then a few extra. You get 5, you're at 250, which of course takes out the basic Vs or the basic EXs, and then with 6, which is certainly doable, you're at 300, hitting above that 280 number, and even we can get to 350 with 7, which I have done, and then you can take out basically everything in the game. So super, super fun, and I think pretty strong. This build is close to being where it should be. I know it still needs some work to really be a top deck, but I think this has the potential. So let's get into it now. So like I said, 2 energy, streaming, getting the energy attached is an issue. So partly for that, I have included one Leafeon V. This, I'm not sure. This one maybe should be cut from the deck because after the first turn, you don't want it around anymore, and it's a liability on the bench as a 2-prizer, and you want to get a different Pokemon in that bench slot. So I'm thinking this should go, but haven't quite figured out what to put in its place. So Leafeon V for the Greening Cells ability. Once during a turn, you may search your deck for a grass energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon, and that ends your turn. So we need 2 energy to attack, so getting some energy acceleration turn 1 is useful. So it's in the deck. And then we have to get the engine going. We're playing a 3/3 Kirlia. Getting 2 Kirlias in play is really what you want to do. And with the refinement, you discard a card from hand, draw 2 cards. A very nice engine. It really gets things going. And we now are playing, as you probably guessed it, and if not, welcome to this new Snorlax here. Snorlax from 151 with the Voraciousness ability. Once during your turn, you may put up to 2 Leftovers, which is a tool card, from your discard pile into your hand. And you can, this Snorlax can only do 1, but another Snorlax can do 2 more. So therefore, you want to get 2 in play. So if you discarded 4 Leftovers the previous attack, boom, you get all 4 back in your hand. That is a base of 200 damage that we're doing quite easily with those 4 Leftovers that we discarded, and we just get them back for the next turn very easily. And then you need to take out, you get to 250 by having 1 extra tool in hand. You get 2 extra tools in hand to 300. Those numbers aren't too difficult. So a really good deck. It works quite nicely. Just playing basic grass energy, that's all we want for this. So 10 energy seems to be the right number. If I cut the Leafeon, maybe I'd replace it with an energy just to help get that consistency for energy on turn 1. Because if you don't get energy going turn 1, it's not good, right? And you struggle out of the gate. You are in trouble with the deck. But let's get into this. I don't play Manaphy, and if something's going to snipe the bench and take out your Kirlias, you're kind of just going to lose. So that's one problem with the deck. I don't really think I want to put Manaphy in the deck because I don't want that deck slot taken for that card. So I think we just take a rough matchup there. But so what do we play here for items? Trainer, sorry. For Iono, just very good. Single prize deck for sometimes, you can fall behind some, which is fine. The games are longer, so Iono's good. Kind of recycling your hand can disrupt your opponent. Just get some fresh cards is good. We don't want to play Research because we don't want to discard the tools, right? We can discard the Leftovers. I'll skip right to that. Right, it's a tool, heals 20 for the Pokemon if it's in the active spot at the end of the turn. We don't ever want to attach it, really. We want to get them in the discard pile and recycle them. This is the main damage booster we want to use. 2 Switch cards. 2 Switch, don't play Rope. Might need a 3rd Switch because those Snorlaxes are very hard to retreat, and we don't want to attack with them. So we can, but it's 3 energy to do 130. Damage itself, so we don't want to do that. So we want to get those out of the active. 3 Raihan, very good for a single prize deck. 2 energy to attack. If your Pokemon's knocked out last turn, you attach an energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon and search your deck for any 1 card. So get that 1 energy accelerated so we can get 2 energy on to a Maractus that started the turn with no energy and can get that 2nd energy with the Raihan from the deck, or another tool card to get 50 more damage, whatever we need. So super good card, 3 of those. like getting the deck two super rods, get back some energy and some Pokemon, right? Single prize deck. A lot of times you want to make your opponent take out 6 Maractus. So we need to get super rod to make that happen. 4 nest ball, right? The basics. We just got to get those in play. 4 bravery charm. This is one of the other tools we play. We can attach it. It gives your basic 50 more HP. So Maractus is 110, right? Yep. So gets it up to 160 which could be useful. Usually, though, it's just there to discard, right? 4 of each of these is worth 50 extra damage. I'm playing Gardenia's Vigor, another way, which may or may not be the best way to do it. I'm only playing 2 compared to the 3 Raihan. I think Raihan's generally better, but you can only use Raihan if you're knocked out, so it draws 2 cards, which is okay. And then you can accelerate energy to a bench Pokemon. You can't accelerate to the active, which is definitely a downside to it, but you can be setting up your attacker for the next turn and getting some more cards. So I do like it, and potentially you can attach 2 energy at once with it, and that is a nice payoff. 4 level ball to get those Kirlia and the Ralts down. And then 4 EXP share. This is the 3rd tool, so we're playing 12 tools in total. We will attach some of the EXP share, right? Your active Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon. You may move a basic energy from that Pokemon to the Pokemon this tool is attached to. And of course, Maractus' 2 energy EXP share is quite useful, but you don't want to attach it unnecessarily because that is 50 damage you are giving up once you attach it. And then 3 Town Stores, another card from this is from Obsidian Flames. You search your deck for a tool card and put it into hand, so 3 of those. 4th could be an option, obviously, if we cut something, but very good, right? That gets you an extra 50 damage. And also, the package between leftovers to discard, like if you have leftovers, you discard them with Kirlia and then recover them with Snorlax, is a really nice little cycle, a nice little package, and I'm finding that quite useful. So I am liking this deck a lot. It's a lot of fun. When, like, my first game with it, I one-shotted a UV Max, very addictive, and having a lot of fun with it. All right, we will see what happens here. Certainly want to go first if I can. It is a basic attacking deck, but it's 2 energy, so attacking turn 1's not really an option. You could get very lucky with Gardenia's Vigor and switch to make it happen, but, that's super unlikely. So we'll see what happens. All right, so opponent won the coin toss, probably going to go second. I have considered putting the Cleffa in, probably instead of the Leafeon V. For going second, obviously the Cleffa is useful. All right, well, this is not a great start. In fact, it's a bad start. So this could be disaster for me here. If I don't get energy attached, they may take out my Maractus next turn. Yeah, this is not good. So Maractus, I'll get down a Ralts and pass. See if I draw something else. Not going to attach a tool. I don't see that that's going to get me value. So they're grabbing the Charizard EX, which of course makes me really want to play an Iono. So it's digging for the so they're going to knock me out next turn. All right, I'll keep going, but I've probably just lost the game at this point. All right, so I will end turn. I'll end turn, yeah. Having the Kirlia is better. I have Raihan. If I can get energy in the discard, which I could Kirlia away in energy. But yeah, so they have Rare Candy. I think they really should have waited on the Ultra Ball, I think, and used it this turn, right? Because if they're afraid of losing the Ultra Ball with Iono, of course, they lose the card that they recovered with that as well. So I think that was a mistake. All right, Snorlax, Gardenia's Vigor. It's not completely horrible. It's not completely good. I have 2 energy. They are weak to grass. It's not impossible. I mean, I have to get super lucky here, and I don't think I can make it work at all. But we'll see what happens. So Leafeon. Okay, Maractus down. Gardenia's Vigor at this point. I'm going to attach 2 energy to it, I'm pretty sure. See what they have. If they have Boss, of course, I'm in a ton of trouble. And I think I end turn. Now, look, if they knock me out, if they can't get something else down, I could one-shot them, and they're weak to me too. So I need to get 4 though to get 200 damage, right? Because 3 does 150, which of course will come up short. That's 300. They're at 330. So okay. So I have the potential here to make it happen. So I don't think I want an energy. I don't want a rod. I just want tools, right? Just want tools in play. Obviously, I wish I could have discarded that leftovers. That would have been really nice. Really nice. 1, 2, and I have game here, right? And I have game, so I got lucky here, very lucky with that. Of course, I would have gotten down another Maractus and a Ralts with the nest balls. I would use those if the game wasn't going to end, but that was game. So wow. So got the win. Got really lucky there. I didn't get a great start, but neither did my opponent, right? So I mean, they got attacking early. Of course, grass shows the value of having a grass attacker. You are hitting the Charizard EX for weakness, and of course, there is a fair amount of that. It is a good Pokemon, but hitting that for weakness is a plus. All right, see what happens here. Of course, would like to go first, but we will see. So heads it is. So probably going second again this game, which is what it is. Yep, going second again. So see what we can make happen. Maractus, just the one basic again. Nest ball, okay, that's not bad. Getting a mulligan too, so up against Gardevoir, I assume. Okay, it's a challenge. I can one-shot a Gardevoir EX, but of course I'd rather not because that's a lot of tools to discard. Because I have to, assuming I can play the 4 leftovers, which I recover those. Okay, that's good. Starting the Mimikyu, which is fine. I mean, I hit through it. It's fine. 2 tools, take that out. I may EXP share to my bench, to a bench Maractus. I got to think about that, though, right? Have to think about that. Oh, that's bad. All right, so they're playing Klefki, which I haven't run into Klefki for a while. So basic Pokemon have no abilities, so that will shut down. So that wow, okay. They attached the reversal energy, which will just provide 1 colorless energy. That's all it will do because Mimikyu does not evolve, even if they fall behind our prizes. So that's probably just to retreat. So I think so they're going to shut down my Snorlax. So I haven't played that. All right, so I'm going to do an EXP share so I can attack next turn. And I'm going to Iono. They don't have a lot going on, but I need to develop my board state better, is what I would say. Okay, so I think, so I'm going to get a Ralts down because I may need to stay away from Snorlax, right? Because Snorlax is compromised this game for sure. Let me grab a tool. It thins my deck too. My opponent might use it. If they play a V and get a Forest Seal Stone, of course, then... So what's the damage here? It does... Okay, so they... Okay. They don't do much damage there. So they discard a tool for the active, though, so don't want to attach a tool to the active, which I didn't really want to do anyway. So do 20. So I can knock them out next turn for 1 leftover if this hand stays the same and they keep the Mimikyu in the active. I don't know if they're going to retreat the Mimikyu this turn or not. So I gave him 2 Ralts. Okay, another Mimikyu. It does 7 damage, so so the big charm does come into play with this too, right? So I'll have to think about why the Defiance Band there seems odd. I guess they're planning on retreating because they're not behind the prize. The Defiance Band doesn't help them this turn. That's the odd, right? That's the odd thing about this, right? Defiance Band does not help them. So I am okay. Yeah. Okay. So they misplayed there, I think is what that means. They were planning on attacking. The Defiance Band still didn't help. So we'll see if they retreat. And see the Luminous, of course, I don't know. I mean, they play basic Psychic Energy, I assume. Unless it's not really a Gardevoir deck. And they're just playing the Kirlias. And then they're playing maybe a single prize Gardevoir or a single prize Gallade, planning on using Mimikyu and Klefki, sorry. And Klefki, I guess, is difficult, so they're retreating away. Okay, so obviously that's troublesome for me. Do I want to one-shot them? So that's an interesting question, right? Do I want to one-shot them? All right, I need to discard something I cannot recover with I think do I want to one-shot them? I think I do, right? Do I want to get rid of the switch card? I'm going to take a risk and get rid of the switch card because it could really come back to haunt me, though. All right. I will one-shot them, I think. Make that play here. I might EXP share also, right? So leftovers to discard. I'm going to EXP share here. This is a very risky strategy. I'm not entirely sure of their build. Want to get things going here. I guess I should have benched that other Ralts, I guess. I think that was a mistake. I should have benched the Ralts. Let's see. They don't have another Klefki down, right? So maybe I shouldn't have benched the Maractus. I kind of like the Maractus with the EXP share so I can accelerate. It's not often I get to accelerate both energies off of a Maractus, so I'd like that option. So we'll see what happens here. I have a Bravery Charm, and I can obviously recover a second. I can get another tool with my Pokemon Store, which I can't do now, but I can get Snorlax back. So Snorlax, of course, increases my damage as well. So this, this part, Maractus really wants to do big damage against tanky Pokemon. All right. Oh, Abra. Okay, so they're going to hit me from the bench, but they're a stage 2 attacker. So, okay, so it's an Abracadabra or Alakazam or it's Alakazam, I guess, is the stage 2. It's Kadabra, I think, is right the stage 1. So I've seen the deck. I haven't gone up against the deck. I've heard of it. So, which means they do want to keep. So they can chuck Klefkis in the active. If they can chuck Klefkis in the active and keep their attacker on the bench, their multi-prize attacker on the bench, it will make things tough for me. But I am glad now they have the 2 EXP shares because energy and keeping these attacks going is important, right? Very important there. So probably want to Artisan first for a... Okay, so he does 7. All right, so I will grab... I'm going to use... I might want to play the Ralts, though. That's part of what I'm thinking, too, right? Do I want to play the Ralts? So I will... I'm going to get rid of... I'll get rid of the Ralts at this point. Well, I'm going to get rid of the Nest Ball because I think I want to play the Ralts. I'm undecided there. Oh, okay, well, that's quite good, too. So, let me recover here. Just 1. This is where, you know, I need to get more leftovers going. Going to bench him. Attach an energy. And I'll attack. Get discard 2. Obviously, get rid of the leftovers. Get rid of the Bravery Charm. So we'll see what happens. Second prize. It's not good. It's not great. Right now, I have access to 1 tool. If they get the Klefki in the active, which is really what they want to do, Klefki in the active, an attack from the bench up in this matchup, I'm in a lot of trouble. But, you know, otherwise I'm doing 20 damage. So they're going to do... They put 7 damage counters on me if they have the Psychic Energy. The problem they have, though... Well, the Defiance Band doesn't help, right? That does more damage. But they're placing damage. They're not doing damage. So, okay. So a bunch of Mimikyus. So Bravery Charm obviously can help me to survive a hit, too. So they got rid of Gardevoir. You know, I don't know if that would have been better to get the Gardevoir in play or not. All right, what's in the Lost Zone? Okay, nothing for me, right? So a slowish game. Opponent's kind of struggling to get going. Yeah, I'm not sure that getting rid of the Gardevoir was if I like that play or not. Probably want to get another Snorlax into play. Once my Maractus is knocked out, I'll get another Snorlax down. The problem, which is really kind of the ideal situation, is Maractus active, 1 Maractus on the bench, 2 Kirlias, and 2 Snorlax. That is generally optimal setup, which is why I don't play Manaphy, because you don't want to give up that bench slot. And of course, you know, Radiant Greninja takes out both Kirlias, and that's not good. All right, so they got the Alakazam. It does 120, and it one-shots me, but I can Bravery Charm. But I think at this point, now Alakazam is pretty tanky. So you know, the good thing is I don't want to take out the Alakazam. That's going to be a lot of tools. I've discarded, 1 tool permanently? I've discarded 2 tools permanently, so that's not great in terms of doing the big damage. And the bigger problem is I haven't hit leftovers yet, right? So, except for 1. So, all right. So I don't think, well... So he's at 40. So I don't think I want to do that. So what do I want to do here? So let me get rid of my Kirlia. My Ralts. I really need... Iono's pretty good. Do I want to... Maybe do I want to sit on the Ralts? It's a good question. I think I want... this hand's not bad, though, is it? With the Snorlax and such, I kind of like it. So I've got just the 1 leftover. All right, I'm just going to take him out with the 1 leftovers. Let him take out my active, I think. don't think I think I want to save the Bravery Charm. So just hit him for 50 with leftovers, which finishes him off, right? So the 20 to start the game does matter. And so third prize. All right, another Iono. All right, I could get Iono down to 3. I draw for 4. I discard 1, draw 2 more. So I get to 5 cards in hand. I can recover just 1 leftovers. That's, you know, if I had a second leftovers, even this is the biggest this deck has struggled for me to get leftovers in the discard pile. Obviously, it is what it is. I had the one. I only got to use the stadium once, right? Just the one in the discard, right? So, but see, Raihan, I probably get the stadium. That's partly what I'm thinking. Raihan, I grab a stadium, which gets me the tool, which I want. I don't need the energy. I drop down the Snorlax. I'm actually in a pretty solid place with that. I'll get a second tool, which is all I need then to take out the Kirlia. Depends what they evolve to, of course, right? So Alakazam, I mean, they might be looking to gust up the Snorlax, right? Because in a sense, I'm not sure, you know, since they're attacking for the bench, they have some disruption strategy. Well, obviously, so they have the Mimikyu to put in the active to wall off, but that doesn't wall me off. The Klefki does cause me trouble, right? The Klefki is what they needed. So now they got a tanky boy in the active. So what are the odds I pull this off? Right, so that's actually pretty good. I like that on their part. And they're going to take out my active with that. I don't need to accelerate energy, though. I need a bunch of tools. I would obviously like to one-shot them. That's okay. So are they going to retreat? If they're going to retreat, though, I got to say I'm happy. Why did they do that? That was that's their only basic energy, isn't it? So they only have 1 basic energy in the discard pile. The other 2 are special energies. And that wasn't smart for them. They can't retreat unless they have like another special energy. Because now at this point, I need 5. So they're going to gust up the Snorlax, which I'm vulnerable to that. You know, that is a problem. And I only played 2 switch cards, and I got rid of the 1 switch card. So that's definitely a downer for me. I do have 1 switch card in deck still. So I will work on that. That was the first boss, right? I'm sure they play more in this deck than the one. Okay, so do I Iono here? Do I need to rod? No, I don't want to rod. So I'm going to yeah, I'm going to Iono. I'm needing to get lucky at this point, unfortunately. Well, that's not bad at all. Actually, that's good. Okay. So get rid of the Leafeon. I don't want that. All right, got a tool card. All right, I will recover. I'll discard the leftovers. I might not want to recover it, though. I have to think about that one. Got the switch card, so I want to attack then, right? So I want to attack. I don't have knockout, and that's my only switch. So it's a bit risky switching not for knockout. That's a definite negative. But I can probably then, if they send up the Gardevoir again. I need some more tools still, but hopefully if they retreat to hide it away or even just leave them there in the active, there's a decent chance I can knock them out. They knock out, obviously, and I like them knocking out this Maractus too because it gets my energy on my other 2 Maractus. I like keeping the Snorlax in play. It's a good hand. So 190. So I need 4 tools at this point. I can recover 2 of them. So are they going to retreat now? Okay, so they can accelerate a third one. They can attack me with the active. I don't know what they're going to do here. They could retreat and then send up like a Mimikyu and hit me with Alakazam. All right, looks like they're going to attack with the active. So that 20 doesn't hurt the math from their standpoint, so it doesn't help me. I need 4 tools to discard. And of course I've attached 2 EXP shares, and I've gotten rid of also an EXP and a Bravery Charm. So 1, 2, 3. So 4 of those 2. So I have 4 other tools plus 2 leftovers plus 4 other tools. And of course I can get the 2 leftovers. I wish obviously I had 4 leftovers in the discard pile. That is what I really wish I had. But we'll see. There's a chance I could knock them out this turn. But if I can't, I can't. So actually I can now, right? I can. So, oh, yeah, so I'm going to get rid of, actually I want to get a Snorlax onto the bench, right? I want a Thin, or do I want a Maractus? That's a good call. That's a good question. Sorry. Talking to myself some. Because I'm going to accelerate an energy, right? Probably. I'm going to Raihan here. So the Maractus I could have accelerated the energy to, which of course would be good. So let me discard an energy here, see what I hit. I don't. All right, let me just keep thinning away here some, right? Thin away. I need tools. So I could Kirlia. I could Gardevoir. What am I doing here? I got to decide then, am I going to Gardevoir, Raihan, or Iono? Oh, okay, so I got what I needed. So that's beautiful, right? So I wish I had that earlier, but that's okay, right? So I'm going to knock him out now. I only have 1 leftovers, though, huh? So 1, 2, and I have 2 in the discard, right? So one of them's prized. I haven't paid as much attention as I should. So I will Raihan here and get 1 more tool. The energy's wasted, which is why I could have. So I'll grab Bravery Charm. EXP share might be more useful still. And I just swing away at this point, right? Don't attach energy. And there we go. So 1, 2, 3. Obviously, I wish I had the 4th leftovers, but I got the job done. They're down to 1 prize, so they might send up the Alakazam at this point. And so I missed the leftovers. It was, it was 2 out of 3 odds of hitting the leftovers. So my last prize is the leftovers, which slows me down, right? Slows me down a lot. I mean, that's 50 damage per turn. So that could end up being a 3-shot situation instead of a 4-shot situation, instead of a 2-shot situation. Now they can't right now. They can't accelerate. They could get. They have the 1 Kirlia though, so they can evolve him. So Gardevoir. So they're gonna hit into me for the 120. They can, they do have the option to retreat to the bench and set up the other Gardevoir too. So I want to be careful. It's not going to be easy to one-shot them. It's not going to be easy. All right, but they're below 300, which is good. So I need 6. So I have 3 leftovers, and it's going to be tough. I might be able to do it. I could. So I don't want to EXP share. Don't need extra energy. That's okay. Obviously, since I didn't need the energy, let's see what I do here. So, all right, so I have 3 leftovers, 1, 2, 3. I get one with him, so I'm going to want to Gardenias, I guess, right? Need to Gardenias. Got 2 energies, so that's not good for me at all, but that's life, right? So I just need, I think, 1 tool, all right? So I'm just going to dig a little bit. Okay, good there. All right, so now I have what I need, right? No, I need 6, right? I need 6 tools. Getting that 1 tool is nice, for sure. 1, 2. All right, good. So now I think I got what I need. 2 leftovers, right? Because part of it is thinning the hand too, right? So as long as I have one more item in deck, and I have my last item, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the deck does exactly what it needs to do. Boom. Not one-shotting. It is, there's already damage on it. I guess I'm only attacking once, right? So in a sense, it's one-shotting. So there we go. The Maractus taking down the Alakazam, doing big damage. So, that was a slow game. So I might have got quiet there too. I was trying to think through what I'm doing. So really, I am working on this deck. I think it's a strong deck. I also will say 10 Types has a video. His video came out a little before mine. He and I were talking about this, about 151, and the Maractus came up as something that we both were interested in. His build's a little different. He has a barrel engine in it. I've gone with the Kirlia engine. I like the Kirlia Snorlax Leftovers synergy. I think it works well. But take a look at his video too. I'll try to provide a link in the description below. But Maractus can hit for big damage, can stream against those single prizers. I think it's got a lot going for it. Needs a little bit of improvement for consistency, but I think it's got the potential to be something super strong. I encourage you to give it a try. It's a fun little package. Maractus, Snorlax, Leftovers. Take care.